Much appreciated. Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our Student Founder Pitch Showcase. I'm super excited about this because student entrepreneurs are our future. So we've got an amazing itinerary today. We're going to hear 7 different pitches from various students from Rutgers, Villanova, Drexel, University of Delaware, and they are all going to represent their universities very well. I am sure of that. So if you are an attendee, please feel free to just sit back and enjoy the show. If you have any questions for the presenters, we're going to ask that you sort of take note of them and then enter them into the chat, because we're going to go through all of the pitches first, and then I will go through the chat after all the pitches, and we'll read them out loud on your behalf. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. With that being said, are all of our student founders here and ready to go? Looks like we got Gabe, Laurent. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Laurent.
Laurent, my apologies, Laurent. We've got Lindsey, Maya's here. All right, great to see everyone, and Matt is here as well. All right, so Laurent is up first. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, already. I'm just going to share my screen.
All righty.
Can you guys see my PowerPoint? Okay, great. So, hi, my name is Laurent Shiels, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Solace Health. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. My experience securing mental health services was frustrated and disappointing, but I'm not alone. After looking into this issue, not just in my community, but also nationally and worldwide, I was inspired to find a solution to help the millions of people like me who are seeking support for their condition. I assembled a team, and Solace was born. We first received a grant from the National Science Foundation and discovered that of the 45 million people that have a diagnosable mental health condition, 30 million do not seek treatment. Why is this? Well, the 3 top barriers are stigma, lack of access to treatment, and high cost of care, with 49% of Gen Zers considering the judgment of their peers prior to seeking treatment. That's 10% above the previous generation. When it comes to lack of access, 46% of Americans say they have to drive over an hour just to see their mental health care professional. And with cost, 42% of Americans consider cost and poor insurance coverage as the #1 barrier to them receiving treatment. Now, this has only been exacerbated by COVID-19. Experts now consider mental health to be the next biggest upcoming health crisis following COVID-19. The National Emergency Hotline for people in emotional distress has seen a 1,000% increase in calls. Every statistic across the board has risen, including rates of suicide. That crisis that I mentioned has already begun. Unfortunately, federal funding has stalled prior to COVID and during COVID, and a solution that is available to serve the mass majority of Americans still does not exist. We need a platform that decreases stigma, is available 24/7, and does not pass high costs onto the user themselves. We need widespread reform, and Solace can be part of the solution. Solace is an anonymous, peer-to-peer, personalized mental health support platform designed to decrease stigma, increase access, and reduce the cost of mental health care. We're able to accomplish this through 3 features on our platform. The chat allows users to be paired into small group chats based off the similarities in their mental health conditions. Track allows users to track their mood on a daily basis and give them insight into why their mood may have shifted based off of an AI engine. And in Discover, we're taking that small community that exists in that group chat and we're expanding it to, let's say, the entire campus, if this is being used on a college campus. We're hearing stories from other students on positive coping mechanisms they use. And then for our B2B clients, whether that's universities or corporations, we have an aggregate insights API that's able to provide them with insights into the application. So the overall mood of the campus, for example, or the top 5 concerns of students for that week. Now today, Solace has over 250 monthly active users from little marketing effort, 2 pilots with nonprofit groups. We've received non-dilutive funding from the National Science Foundation and a VC firm called Antler with their Summer Accelerator program. We've spoken at multiple national and international conferences, and we're a world finalist for the Falling Walls remote competition being hosted in Berlin this year in November. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great job. It seems like you've done this before.
I've done pitches here and there.
Awesome. Awesome. Great job, Laurent. All right. So next up, we're going to go to Maya Nazareth. Maya, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let me just share my screen. Can you see?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Maya Nazareth, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my venture, Alchemized Fightwear for the fierce female. So we've all heard of the UFC. It's the biggest fight promotion worldwide. But what you might not know is that MMA, mixed martial arts, the sport done in the UFC, is actually a combination of a variety of different sports and disciplines. Everything from judo to Muay Thai to boxing to wrestling, and the list goes on. There are 36 million women training martial arts worldwide today. Every single one of these women needs gear, and this number is only growing and growing rapidly. MMA is the fastest growing sport worldwide, and women are growing faster than any other group in the sport. The MMA gear market is also accelerating. It's expected to double in the next 5 years. But let's be real. While women are growing rapidly in MMA today is 85% men, and the gear is made for men. And I know this because I'm a female MMA fighter, and I struggled for 3.5 years to find a single piece of gear that I wanted to wear and that fit my body, and that served me the way that I needed my gear to serve me. So I started to create it, and that's why I started Alchemized Fightwear, a brand that champions fierce femininity and female empowerment. We donate a portion of every single sale to trauma survivors, and we're really focused on solving this issue of a lack of gear, MMA gear for women. Over the last 1.5 years, I've sold over 350 customers in 8 countries around the world. And I've had an amazing response from these customers, women who are saying, this is the best gear I've ever worn. I don't want to wear anything else. I'm so happy with what you've created. Create more. We've also started a podcast that gets about 400 to 500 unique listeners to every episode, a newsletter that has over 200 readers and a 40% open rate, a social media presence, and a network of influencers. Our organic reach is over 5,000 people with the podcast and our social channels, but with the reach of these influencers, some of them have upwards of 500,000 followers. I've been able to do all of this with 3 products and $2,000 invested for my summer job. And I'm currently in the process of moving to 25 products because I want to expand to offer a full suite of MMA gear to women who are demanding it from me. I'm working with a local supplier. For the first run of gear, I was working with a supplier overseas, but I actually have been able to shortcut high minimum order quantities by working with someone locally. I'm also focusing on creating community because we have a 6% conversion rate between people who interact with our brand and people who purchase from us. So it's really a great sales funnel for us. I have some superheroes on my team, David Warnock, who has an entrepreneur and investor with over 30 years of experience, and Melissa Minahan, who's the general manager of Lycra in North America, who's been helping me on the production side. And it's my dream to do this full time. And I'm looking for advisement at this point in marketing, production, and I'm looking to make a hire in design. Thank you so much.
All right. Awesome job, Maya. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. We are going to keep moving along, but just a friendly reminder, Emily dropped it in the chat, but if you have any questions as audience members, please feel free to enter them into the chat and we will get to them at the end. All right, next up, we have Matt Saponaro, who is ready to go.
Thank you. So my name is Matthew Saponaro, and I'm from AIWU. Today, I'm going to be presenting COVIDVision. There's organizations that make money off the behaviors within their geographic footprint. Casinos make money off people playing slot machines. Zoos make money when people visit the tigers. Stadiums make money off concession sales. Interestingly, there's a reservoir of untapped money-making knowledge filled by the existing security cameras within these organizations that are constantly capturing data, but no one is analyzing them to capture more business. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has shut down all of these businesses. Instead of money-making behaviors, there's disease-spreading behaviors. So how do we get these businesses up and running again safely? I present COVIDVision. COVIDVision utilizes existing video camera infrastructure to quantify COVID behaviors, such as mask wearing, social distancing, and human traffic. Instead of the qualitative information that got us into this mess, we can use quantitative data to identify weak points or justify staying open. COVIDVision provides businesses with proof to give to their customers that businesses are safe to return to. Your business can use this data to justify staying open if the government is shutting you down. Furthermore, by providing a reasonable mitigation effort, business owners have plausible deniability on negligence lawsuits if someone were to get sick. Our business model is simple. You provide us video, we provide you a customized report for the COVID hygienic behaviors within your facility, and we work with you to implement the needed health safety changes. Our solution is nearly 1/6 cheaper than having a human do it. We can do project-based assessments, sampled monitoring, or 24/7 analysis. We will help you to prevent infection at your facility. I talked with the head of the COVID task force for the state of Delaware and was told that COVIDVision solves 90% of issues that businesses are facing regarding reopening. The National Science Foundation supported the development of COVIDVision, and the University of Delaware piloted it. We've done nearly $400,000 in revenue, and we're going after large organizations like Disney. I was awarded most impactful at the Horn Entrepreneurship, and by the way, I started my venture mid-July. Not only does COVIDVision help businesses operate safely, there's other value to be delivered in each of these market segments. In casinos, it's slot usage. In stadiums, it's redirecting traffic for concession sales. In zoos, it's facilitating animal conservation through donations and interactions. Our team is comprised of an AI expert, an epidemiologist, and a behavioralist. We have previously processing park videos to estimate things like calories burned, and we repurposed our tech to fight COVID. Through the Delaware COVID-19 partnership, we provide a credible end-to-end COVID-19 package solution tailored to your business. So please, let's talk on how we can get rid of COVID together. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Great job, Matt. Great job. That was awesome. All right, keeping it moving. Let's go to Mr. Gupta. Are you here?
Hi, everyone. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Lula is a convenience goods delivery service that helps local retail and the world. So a little bit about me and my co-founder. We have been working together for over 3 years. We've ran and built previous companies together, and we've worked in Fortune 10, Fortune 50 companies. We built Lula because we had the personal experience of having to shut down a store permanently. We couldn't find any e-commerce platform to help the store, and so we thought we needed a solution. But before we talk about that solution, let's talk about convenience stores. There's over 150,000 convenience stores in the United States, of which 42% are corporately held. So you have your Wawas, 7-Elevens, and so forth. Millennials, like many of us here, will go to these stores to get at least one meal a week. And about 1/3 of the country will go to a convenience store daily to get something, to get soda, chips, ice cream, a pack of cigarettes, and so forth. So what's the problem? Well, there's so many convenience stores, but many of them have no way to deliver locally. In addition, many of the convenience stores suffer from really antiquated technologies, which make them make do with pen and paper, and often not even that. For many startups that have really cool food and bev brands, it's really hard to get into a lot of stores. It's hard to get into convenience stores, Walmart, Amazon, and sell your product. And there's no easy way to do that. For consumers, like all of us here, we want under 1 hour delivery. However, we don't want to pay tips. We don't want to pay fees. We want an Amazon-like experience without extra money being spent. And lastly, I think this is the most important problem. Last mile delivery is broken. In the next couple of years, carbon emissions are going to go up by 30%. And no one's really concentrating on fixing that, but we are. So Lula is an easy way to help you see what's around you in the nearest vicinity and get these things delivered to you in under 1 hour. We currently have over 3,000 items from over 24 stores. And these items are like chips, Red Bull, Gatorade, and so forth. We're currently live on the iOS and Android store. If you're a Voyager and you'd like to make money in today's terrible economy, you can actually download our Voyager app currently live on the Android and Google Play Store. And unlike other stores, we pay you instantly within 24 hours. Some of our Voyagers take their skateboards take their skates, bikes, and start doing deliveries in under 1 or 2 miles. For stores, Lula is a never been able to be used before platform that's actually creating a seamless pipeline from inventory that already exists to now a virtual persona. Stores that have over $70,000, $80,000 worth of inventory can now just scan the stuff they have and start selling locally. They can keep track of what people are buying and so forth. So our approach to sustainability is what really sets us apart. By using carbon emission mitigants like scooters and other sources, we're able to open up delivery to everyone who wants to start making money locally. By getting rid of plastic bags, not only are we able to save thousands of dollars in money, but also save thousands of pounds in plastic. And lastly, by partnering with really cool brands like Simply Good Jars and Reveal, we're able to create unique marketing channels to get people to buy from Lula today. So how we make money is we charge $12 a month to consumers like all of us, and we charge $200 a month to businesses like convenience stores. In the past 3 months since we started Lula, we've had some awesome traction. We're working with Heirloom Market, 7-Eleven, Wawa, Royal Farms. We're working with some of the coolest brands in the East Coast like Simply Good Jars and Reveal. But Lula is not just a last mile delivery platform. We're in this intersection of route optimization, retail SaaS, and we're really a technical software company that connects amazing products from amazing stores to amazing customers like all of us here. So the future of Lula is not just something where you can get convenience at your home, but we're partnering with hotels and stadiums in the future to be able to have your products to you at your seat on a stadium from local vendors. So how you all can help Lula today is download it now, start purchasing stuff. Let us know what you think. Delivery is completely free. So you pay a $3.99 fee for now, weekly subscription, and order as many times you want. In addition, if you have any retail stores or Voyagers that might be interested in taking advantage of our platform, refer them to our site and they can then take it from there. So with that said, if anyone would like to connect with myself or Tom and take this conversation to the next level, you can scan your camera to our QR codes and chat with us there. Thank you everyone for your time. And I'm super excited to get to know everyone here better.
Amazing, amazing, great job. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Is it Adit?
Yeah.
Adit, great, awesome, great job, Adit. All right, next up we have Lindsey. Lindsey, are you ready to go?
I am. I'm actually not going to share my screen. So my venture is CollegeBird. So CollegeBird connects students to innovative companies for professional development experiences. I started this in the very beginning of COVID just to give more students opportunities that they might not have had due to internships being canceled or co-ops being canceled. And I think that especially what I've seen from the students, it's super valuable to get real world experience where you're solving problems that you might not see within the classroom because you're not in the real world where things come up with multiple stakeholders. So me and a couple of students have come together, and now we are a couple hundred of students to do strategy sessions for companies where we can consult for them, provide designing opportunities and services. And it's been really exciting to, number one, bring these students together and have these strategy sessions, but also provide valuable services to companies. So what we are seeing and what we are going to continue seeing is students doing problem solving for these companies and then also carrying out certain project-based opportunities that again might have not come up because of internships being canceled. So that is CollegeBird, and you can consider CollegeBird a digital media service, but also a consulting service. So we're really excited to work with more students, more companies, and solve the problems of companies that they're facing in their industries. And this is a really diverse set of students and a diverse set of companies. So we get students from different majors like bio, finance, marketing, and we also get companies from food distribution to healthcare to jewelry companies. So that is CollegeBird, and any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat.
Awesome, awesome. Great pitch, Lindsey. Great
Thank you.
job. Thank you. All right, so we've got 2 more presenters. Reminder to everyone, if you have questions, please feel free to enter them into the chat. I'm loving all of the praise and congratulations that's being shared in the chat as well. So please keep it up. And reminder to the student founders, if you have any links or contact information you want to share it there as well. All right, that being said, Mr. Gabriel.
Yes, sir.
Ready to go.
There we go. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, all right, here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel, co-founder of Versa, a marketplace to book freelance, creative, and beauty professionals near you. At Versa, we believe that freelance is the future of work. In 2019, about 35% of the U.S. Workforce freelance, and we expect this number to increase as more people look for ways to supplement their income. Meet Dave. Dave is a freelance photographer who was recently laid off from his job due to COVID-19. In order to supplement his income, Dave decides to become a full-time freelance photographer and sell his product and commercial photography services. Dave uses Instagram to sell his services, but he's not able to list pricing or availability, which causes a lot of friction for potential clients. He lists his services on Craigslist, but often gets solicited by scam offers, and he gets referred to potential clients, but they actually never book him. Now meet Emma. Emma is a marketing director at a local furniture store. Due to COVID-19, they had to shut down their physical location and switch the entire business online. Emma quickly realizes that the pictures on the website are outdated, and she needs to find a product photographer to take new pictures ASAP. Emma uses Instagram and hashtags to find a photographer, but she's not able to see the pricing or availability for anyone that she likes. She goes through Craigslist, but ultimately finds it sketchy, and she links on her network, but often gets referred to wedding and event photographers, not exactly what she's looking for. Emma finds Versa, a marketplace where she's able to find the exact service that she's looking for on a day and a time that works for her, and she has a lot of pricing options while also being able to pay on the app. She loves the product as she's able to find people like Dave that provides the services that she's looking for on the days and times that she needs, and she's able to pay in the app. As of right now, we have about 115 users, 54 of them being photographers and 12 of them being makeup artists. Our revenue model is simple. We take a 20% commission fee on every transaction. And the market size that we're going after is actually pretty big. In the US alone, we're looking at a market size of 70 billion plus between beauty services and photography services. Unlike our competition, Versa is the only marketplace that offers a one-stop shop for services that allows you to pay within the app. This is the team. My name is Gabriel. I'm the co-founder CMO. And if you're wondering what is next for us, we're aiming to launch our MVP in 2021 with a much improved search functionality and customer experience, as well as a new seller dashboard with analytics and a monthly subscription for pro users. If you're looking for any creative services, please go to versahub.com. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Gabriel.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job. All right. Now, final presentation is by Mike. I think flipping through the screen. Mike is here. You ready to go?
Yep. Let me share my screen here. All right. You should be able to see that. I hope. Okay. Hi, my name is Mike Megonegal, and I am the co-creator of VitalCore. Our mission is to give healthcare organizations the power to proactively monitor their integrated medical devices. Since 2018, I've been a medical device integration analyst at Penn Medicine. My role is to ensure that vital signs data from medical devices reaches the patient's record accurately and in real time. Our team is at the heart of the medical device integration process. A year ago, we were responsible for maintaining 2,500 integrated devices, 30 servers, 5 vendor networks across our 10 healthcare facilities. These numbers have only grown to present day. How are we keeping track of all of this? With the dreaded Excel spreadsheet. I think we can all relate. Our frustration with the spreadsheet got us thinking that there had to be a better way to do this. If we had it our way, we would be able to manage and troubleshoot our medical devices in one application. And all in one app would improve our support and troubleshooting efficiency by allowing us to conveniently monitor device connectivity status for all device types, vendors, and locations. With this, we could prevent long downtimes and ensure top-notch patient care. Research has shown that 1/3 of US hospitals are currently using medical device integration, equating to roughly 2,000 hospitals in total. As the industry grows, we'd expect more and more hospitals to start using medical device integration. That means more and more hospitals will start to experience the problems we are currently facing. Our solution to these problems is VitalCore. VitalCore is our all-in-one application that is made by medical device integration professionals for medical device integration professionals to manage all of their devices on one screen. Our application is able to identify all medical devices on the organization's network, monitor the connectivity of each integrated device, display the data output from each device, and alert staff of connection drops and downtime. Additionally, VitalCore can report on device usage and archive device data for the long term. So far, we've had a great 2020 and a lot of traction. We are currently piloting in one hospital and looking to add another pilot site within Philadelphia. We won the Villanova Student Entrepreneurship Competition and received prize money that we've used to fund our application. And we've also been accepted into the Villanova Incubator Program that will run for the rest of this academic year. Our future, 2020 will be continuing to optimize our application. 2021 will start focusing on forming a company and preparing for a commercial launch. 2022 is our targeted release to the market. We are confident that we have the right team to make our future successful. Amanda and I are medical device integration analysts that understand the industry and the needs that people have working in it. Dr. Insip Lee and Hyun Choi are experts in the medical device and computer science research field. They can apply their knowledge and skills to create the application that Amanda and I dream up. Together, we form a passionate team that has all the tools to change the medical device integration space from a reactive industry into a proactive one. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Great job, Mike. And congrats on a successful 2020. All right, I'm super excited. Thank you all for presenting. You all are amazing, inspiring. You are, I don't know, motivating me to like go back to school or something. I wish I could do it all over again. That being said, one thing that I did not hear a lot of was shouting out your universities. So if we could really quickly go around and everybody mention, you know, what school are you representing, whether you're in grad school now or undergrad, you know, we'd love to hear, you know, what universities you went to that have supported you as student founders.
I can go first. I'm a graduate student at Drexel University. I'm a second-year PhD student in computer science, and the Biata Incubator, which is a part of the Close School of Entrepreneurship, has been my home. They have so many resources there, so I'm super proud to be representing them today.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Let's see, let's go to...
I could go if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just from Rutgers University. Lori and Mark are actually the ones I worked with for the National Science Foundation ICOR program. And I think one of my professors was here before, Garry Minkoff. So, yeah.
Awesome. If his name is Garry, he's a pretty cool dude.
No bias there, right?
None whatsoever. All right. Maya.
I'm representing the University of Delaware, just like Garry here, and the Horn Entrepreneurship Center. I recently graduated from my undergrad, so in May of 2020.
All All right. No bias there either. Let's go to Matt.
I'm also from the University of Delaware. I just had to like burst that out. I was really excited. So yeah, I'm also from the University of Delaware. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, Vince, for all the opportunities you've given us. I just graduated from the Summer Founders Program over at Horn Entrepreneurship this summer. It was a really great program. They taught me everything. I couldn't say more and better words about that. So thank you, guys.
I second all that.
Thank you both. Thank you both. Let's go to Gabriel.
Hello. So I'm a first year MBA student at Drexel University. And the two organizations that have supported me through my entrepreneurial journey has been CIC as a 3675 cohort member, and now I'm an ambassador for here, and Venture Cafe, where I met Garry and a lot of the people that I talk to on a daily basis.
Much appreciated, Gabriel. Much appreciated, and great job again. All right, Adit, how about you?
I'm still at Drexel University. Yep, Drexel University, second year PhD student.
Well, all righty, there we go. Thank you very much. Lindsey, if you're still here. If not, no worries. I think that's everyone, all right? All right, that being said, we have, Tracy?
Oh, no, I was just Mike. I'm not sure. I think it was on Mike's slides, but.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so we have a little bit of a surprise before we go into questions. So we didn't plan this to be a competition, right? It's more of a showcase. You all are amazing. You all are making the world a better place with your ventures. So we have a friendly competition we'd like to introduce. So we have a poll that we're going to share in the chat. Emily, are there any instructions that folks need to be aware of as they complete the poll?
I don't think so. I believe you're just going to click on that link and submit your vote for your favorite pitch. And at 4:59, we'll reveal the results after some Q&A.
Sounds great. Thank you, Emily. So everyone, please be sure to get your votes in. And while you're all voting, let's go to some questions. So our first question, I think actually was it from you, Emily, in the chat? I can read that unless you would like to.
Yeah, I was just curious. I mean, first of all, these were really awesome pitches. And yeah, I second Gary's notion that maybe I should have been doing more in college, especially with the Horn program right at my fingertips. So that's okay. I was just curious, kind of the timeline between when you started your companies. I know some of you were, inspired by the COVID situation, pandemic, and some of you had started prior to that. So I was just kind of curious about like what that timeline looked like for you, like how kind of deep into your business you were when this happened. Open to anyone and everyone.
Maybe I can jump in on that. So originally I was doing a park related project. And so I really started my venture like end of May. And I was going around and I wasn't really getting the value out of the conversations, the customer discovery types of customer discovery interviews. And so I had a nice, good talk from Summer Founders alumni, I guess we could say that. And they were like, oh, maybe you should consider this other application. And when they did it, things just started pulling together. And I was like, okay, let's go down that route further. And so we went down that route and it was like, okay, that's the value that I wanted to start delivering. So.
I'll jump in as well too. So I started solving my MMA problem in my junior year of university. And then COVID happened and everyone stopped training MMA. And because it's a high contact sport, no one could be on the mats and still people aren't fully on the mats. And so I started exploring other problems related to education with the same market that I already had and trauma recovery with the same market that I already had. And it kind of led me down a lot of interesting paths and to meet a lot of interesting people. But I came back to the original problem that I had with just a little bit of a different focus. And it was really worthwhile to kind of go down those paths.
So similarly, sort of echoing, I started Lula. We got the idea in March, and it was from a problem that I saw my family have and also numerous other retail stores. I was actually running a startup for the past 3 years before this, which was helping the hospitality industry. And all of our customers sort of essentially just went to zero because they just closed many of their storefronts permanently. And so that's sort of what made me start Lula.
Okay, I guess I'm going now. So I started Versa about a year and some change. About a year ago, where my co-founder and I, we found ourselves in this issue of so we wanted to start a podcast, but we couldn't find a place to record, anybody to edit the audio for us, or just the equipment. So we thought about creating a marketplace where we could find other three things that go together. So place, service, and equipment. As we did more research over the year, we realized that we had too much on our plate. So first we decided to focus on services. So photography, makeup, and other beauty services, and just do, just focus on Philly for now. And then we're gonna add spaces, so music studios and studios, because a lot of the service providers often need the studios. So if we could provide them with a one-stop shop for everything, I feel like it could be really impactful. So and that's where we at now.
Awesome.
I can go. We started our product, VitalCore, probably a year and a half ago, 2019 summer. We just started getting really frustrated with how we were doing things at work. And we found our two partners at UPenn, and they agreed to take on the project. So we've just been building off of that over the last year. And lucky for us, we're also the end users of this. So we just get to use whatever feedback that we're receiving at work and then apply it to our application. It's been slow, but at least it's been steady.
Thank you, everyone. It's just always interesting to hear kind of the pivots and twists and turns that you think you'll have to make, and then something else completely out of left field happens and have to do something else. So thank you, guys.
I think Laurent, were you going to jump in there?
Yeah. So I was just going to say I started Solace just because of my personal experience, like I was telling in the beginning of my pitch, with the mental health services offered at my university. And then I kind of wanted to see if I was the only one that felt that way. So then I launched a Facebook survey on like a Rutgers Facebook page. I got like 62 responses in like 3 days, and everyone basically decided, I think 0% of the responses rated the services above fair. So everyone either chose fair, very poor, or poor. So that kind of signaled to me, okay, so it's not just me, it's Rutgers students. And then I kind of snowballed into doing more and more research, and then doing that grant with the National Science Foundation. And that's really what kicked everything off.
Awesome. Thank you all. I think Joshua had a question. Joshua, would you like to ask your question? Or type it in the chat if you'd like. Let's see. In the meantime, does anyone
Yeah, I did have a question.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think I'll pronounce your name wrong as well, but Laurent, with your platform, I was just curious if there was any platforms that you currently look to that are good examples, or maybe if you potentially just look up to them for ways to avoid filling your platform with people that are anti your purpose. because there are like trolls and things of that online. So I'm not sure, because a lot of chats always get filled with people with malicious intent. What's your thoughts on that? And did you have any thing to avoid that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Joshua. So basically, we follow a few security measures to kind of prevent that. Now, a similar platform that has that same like anonymity idea is called 7 Cups of Tea, and they partner you up with what they call a trained listener. But basically, to help kind of filter out that noise of people that are just there to mess with others, basically. Because we follow that kind of B2B to C platform, you're still responsible to whoever handles code of conduct at your university or corporation. So even though you're anonymous on the peer-to-peer perspective, you're not anonymous to us if you do end up breaking those rules. So we can pass your information along if you end up bullying someone or something like that, or if it's something more emergent like suicidal behavior, then we have the ability to get you linked up with someone at the National Suicide Hotline. So yeah. But thank you for your question.
Awesome. Any other questions? You can feel free.
Yep. I had a question for, I believe, Mia. Maya, apologies. So you'd mentioned that you're trying to increase your catalog to over 25 SKUs. And I'm curious, how many SKUs does one particular like MMA trainer or individual use per session? Like, for example, you have hand gloves, you have like a shirt and so forth.
Yeah, so there, like I had mentioned, there's a lot of different sports in MMA. So for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for example, there's a gi, which is pants and a top, right? And so you want to have probably several of them in a couple of different colors and styles, maybe 3. Then there's the spats, which are almost like leggings, but they're grappling leggings that you would wear underneath. Then some women wear compression shorts. So you need to have a compression short. You need to have a rash guard or a sports bra as well. And then for other sports, it's the same. There's the gloves, there's the knee pads, there's the shin guards, there's the shorts, grappling shorts or Muay Thai shorts. So there's a lot of different kind of gear options that go into each individual sport. And so I'm trying to get to a point where I can offer all of those things to women, as well as innovate and offer new products that maybe they haven't seen before in the MMA space. Thanks for the question.
Thanks.
So I have a question for Adit, if that's okay, Garry.
Of course.
So yeah, I listened to your presentation. It was very clear, and it was just overall, I think, A++. I'm really interested in kind of understanding how you got to your current business model and how you went ahead and kind of validated your financial model. I think it's really non-conventional and very interesting. And I mean, you don't have to go into any uncomfortable specifics, but yeah.
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in sharing for knowledge. And so when we first started, we were doing it completely wrong. We were paying our Voyagers $12 an hour, which doesn't incentivize them to complete deliveries quickly. So our strategy was we studied our competitors. We studied DoorDash, GoPuff, Uber Eats, and so forth. And our goal was to make sure we have positive unit economics. So how can we understand how many orders will someone make per month? How many orders do people make from Amazon per month? And so after taking into consideration all of those user behaviors as constants, we then try to imply, who's the person that we're solving this problem like for most. It's the stores, because they don't have any competing platforms yet. And so we sort of adjusted our pricing accordingly. So we got it wrong the first time, but after feedback and after realizing that, wait, stores can pay more, or wait, Voyagers want more to be happy. We sort of are shifting it now, and we're probably going to continue shifting it for, I don't know how many more years we have running this. Thank you.
Got it.
All right. Any other questions? I have a question. What is one piece of advice you would share with a high schooler interested in entrepreneurship? They're going into college and they know they're interested in entrepreneurship. What is your advice to them?
I can sort of take this. So I think one of the biggest piece of advice is to solve a problem from a really small setting, because oftentimes we try to over-engineer or think really broad, like how can we solve this for 10 million people at the same time? But on a high school level, you might not have enough resources or knowledge. So try to see if you can solve your problem at a local scale, at your community, at your high school, and then always be always welcome feedback, because you will need to iterate many, many times. So don't be defensive, always get feedback.
I'll jump in next. I think it's, if for a high school student, it may be effective to go after and get engaged and immersed into the community and really understand the methodology of how people are doing things, and trying to get your foot in the door more so in the process of figuring things out. And that may be like a good starting point. Yeah.
I would say that just finding a problem that you're passionate about, just because when you jump into entrepreneurship, you're gonna spend a lot of years trying to tackle that specific problem that you're passionate about. But another thing is just not giving up. I mean, it gets really, really hard and really lonely out here. So just having that, just having the motivation to always keep going despite whatever obstacles you're facing, I feel like that's one of the biggest things for sure.
You can go ahead, Mike.
All right, thanks. I would just suggest just getting involved in something early. Don't worry about if it fails, because I think this might be my 7th or 8th idea that I've worked on or put time into pursuing. So you're going to fail, but it's not a bad thing. You can take something from each of those failed ventures and then just apply it to the next thing. It really is just constant learning. You'll never fully know how to do everything. So don't wait for that moment.
I'd say you have to make sure it's something you're passionate about, because otherwise it's going to feel like even more work. And you have to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I think a lot of people that get into starting a company think it's some quick turnaround to make cash or something. And I've had that in the past working with like old co-founders and stuff. So I think that's where kind of building a team is essential. You have to make sure it's people that are as passionate behind the idea as you are and willing to work as hard as you are for pretty little in compensation, at least in the beginning. And then I think a helpful thing for high school students to do is kind of maybe see if there's any startups you can intern for. Startups, typically, a lot of them will offer unpaid internships if you're a high school student and all you have is class. Like, it might be a good idea to take that on. Not only will it look good for you, but you'll learn a lot through doing that internship. And then you not only learn what you get from that startup, but you also then kind of get involved in their network. So when you have your own startup and you start building, you could take advantage of that network. So yeah.
I would say, I honestly think the best thing about having a startup and working on this project for me has been getting to meet and speak to so many interesting people, because who I never would have talked to otherwise. So I think I would tell someone that if you're curious about a problem, just talk to someone who knows more than you, whether they're an expert or someone who has that problem. And I think that's the fastest, best, most rewarding way to learn.
I love it. Love it. Awesome. Thank you all. This was amazing. You are all amazing. Vince is over there clapping. Everybody, please give a silent round of applause. All right, so I know that you all have been waiting. You all have voted. So now it's time to see who the winner of today's showcase is. You're all winners, but the winner of our audience choice tonight will be announced by Emily. Emily, who do we have?
Can everybody see this?
Yes, the suspense is killing me.
Me too. I hope this works. Laurent! Yay!
All right. Oh, all right. We got trophies.
Thank you so much. All of our pitches were fantastic. We appreciate you all so much and everything you've contributed this evening.
All right. So great job, Laurent. Emily, if you could stop sharing for a brief moment.
Laurent, have you taken your screenshot of this moment?
Yes, definitely.
I'll do that right now, actually.
Okay.
Great job. You all amazing. So I have a special announcement. So our first place prize is going to be an opportunity to pitch to our startup roundtable team. So if anybody who's not familiar, but every Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30, we host Startup Roundtable. The guys who run our Launch Lane and Digital Health Accelerators facilitate that pitch session. So we are going to reserve a slot for Laurent to pitch to the team, as well as pitch to the community of amazing innovators from all over the country, all over the world, who attend that session on a weekly basis. So Laurent, we will be sure to share more information with you. And to all of our presenters, you are all welcome to join us at Startup Roundtable as well. And we want to make sure that we continue to showcase you, highlight you, keep track of you. And there will definitely be opportunities to pitch at Startup Roundtable for you. All right, so thank you all again. Thank you for attending. Starting at 5 o'clock tonight, we're having a panel discussion moderated by Tracy Brala, the Executive Director of Venture Cafe Philadelphia. And so that's kicking off in a few minutes. So feel free to join us for that. At 5:30, we have Startup Roundtable. You can feel free to check that out as well. But we really appreciate you all for showing up and giving your all, supporting entrepreneurs, being entrepreneurs, and all contributing to a better world. So thank you.
Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Take care. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Venture Cafe.